Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin Choice and you're watching Choice TV. So in today's video I wanted to bless y'all screens with an unpopular opinion video. It's one of those nights and I want to get on here and give my unpopular opinions that a lot of y'all need to hear. You can leave if you want, and if you don't like my opinions, it is what it is. It's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. So it is what it is, and these are my unpopular opinions that a lot of y'all need to hear, and I was a little bit fearful to upload because I got some things to get off my chest. My first unpopular opinion that I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are not going to be messing with is I don't think that Sloan Bella lady is legit. Sloan Bella is basically that lady who predicts crazy events in pop culture before they actually happen. Most notably, she famously predicted the downfall of Diddy, and she claims that she channeled Diddy's ex-baby mama, Kim Porter, an ex-girlfriend, whom we all know tragically passed away. So basically, she says that she could speak to the dead and she could see future events before they can happen, and she speaks to the dead who tell her these things.
November of 2023. So her death date was November 15th of 2018, but I'm being shown November of 2023. I don't think we're done with this. I feel she's shaking her head yes. Before she stare at me, then she wait, and now she's shaking her head yes. I am being shown that things are being prepared. She is showing me a trumpet. People are standing straight up. And there are people going to speak, not just about what happened to her, about other things. Something is unraveling.
She's gone viral for numerous things. She's gone viral for predicting the demise of Diddy, other big name entertainers like Harvey Weinstein, and so many popular people. And a lot of times, she's getting a lot of virality on YouTube and on TikTok, and people have reposted her videos. She's gotten mainstream attention, and she's overall a very popular, white version of Miss Cleo.
Marley's going to be coming out. There's either going to be movies or documentary, or somebody is going to say they're writing songs or music from channeling him because he wants to speaking about what is happening now versus what happened when he was on earth, talking about the message of one love. Okay, backing it up a bit, telling me to back it up a bit. As he explains, and as I said before, when he was about 28 years old,
she expects me to believe that she was speaking to the reggae king, Bob Marley himself, in the afterlife, and he was talking through her for her little YouTube video. You really think Bob Marley in the afterlife is talking to some old little white lady, like telling him her business? And basically, people said, oh my gosh, she predicted the future, because this was predicted months before the Bob Marley movie came out. So before the Bob Marley movie came out, she came out and did this video, and people were like, oh my God. That's how I kind of describe her. I don't think she's legit. The reason I don't think she's legit is because I do feel as though that a lot of her predictions might be legitimate, but I think a lot of it is coming from somebody else. I think she's actually working with the feds. I think she's working with somebody who's higher up, because she does live in Los Angeles and people be telling her stuff. And I think since people be telling her stuff, she knows certain things are coming. So I do think she's kind of used as like a diversion, or somebody relays their information to her and she's used as a figurehead to relay certain predictions. And the reason why I kind of side her a little bit is because she's making videos talking about some channeling Kim Porter, channeling the singer Aaliyah. Like, she be talking about how she's like, wait guys, okay, I'm channeling Aaliyah. I'm channeling the singer Aaliyah.
But I wasn't really a huge fan at the time. I was probably busy having my own kids and stuff like that, dealing with life, so I wasn't really paying attention. So focusing on her energy was really rather new for me. And I wanted to start off saying that as she came through, I was meditating last night and asking her to come through. As the energy came through, I got a very distinct outline of her personality. Now, she's showing me that she was basically born into a servitude of sorts, and to follow a career path that was chosen for her long before she was born.
And it's like, all right, okay, sweetheart. Like, let me guess, Aaliyah's in the corner going like this, belly dancing and shit. Like, there's no way. A lot of these YouTube predictors have been around for like the past decade. I've been seeing them for probably like even before I was doing YouTube, and I just be thinking that they're full of it. One of my biggest pet peeves are when people smell like nothing. Because how do you just walk on this earth and smell like nothing? Like when people walk by and I smell their breeze and they smell like nothing. I feel like everybody should have a signature scent. And honestly, I'm really grateful that Scentbird sent me a good amount of fragrances. Now, Scentbird is a very popular subscription-based platform where every single month they'll send you a big package filled with different scents of your choosing and your liking from Versace, Legacy, Burberry, and most popular brands that you can think of. Now, I'm the person that in the past, I've made the mistake of blind buying fragrances, which is one of the most wildest things you could ever do if you're trying to find your signature scent. Scentbird gives you the opportunity to not blind buy things anymore and not spend $500, $300, $200, $150 on perfumes that I see on TikTok that usually don't even smell that good.
And as you can see, they give you this really nice portion. They're not stingy, which I appreciate. And they put your fragrance samples in a nice protective case, which makes it easy to travel with in your carry-on, your check bag, and your purse, which I like.
Out of the few fragrances they sent me, I really like the scent of woods. And I also like the Burberry fragrance that they sent me. Now, Scentbird was kind enough to give me a coupon code that y'all might actually love. Scentbird was kind enough to give me a coupon code worth 55% off on your first month using Scentbird, where all you gotta do is use my code CHOICETV55 and you'll get 55% off your first month using Scentbird, and you'll be able to pick a plethora of different fragrances that you want to use, enjoy, or test out for your own liking. All the information is in the description box down below. Check out Scentbird and try to find your signature scent. My next popular opinion is TikTok is going to be banned. I don't see it staying here any longer. Let's be honest, it's too much access to a lot of real world information that the media in America and most Western countries cannot control. It's a privacy concern to a lot of Americans, realistically. Literally, TikTok has the complete right to scan your data, scan your information, scan whatever's going on, scan whatever tabs you're surfing through on your phone. TikTok is a privacy issue. And you really think America is going to let a Chinese company do that when they could be doing that? Let's be honest. And yes, it is a Chinese company because it's owned by the company ByteDance. But I will have an issue with TikTok going away because I, just like a lot of us, use it as a search information. TikTok is lit. You can find top of deals, hacks, great creative people. You can find excellent music. You can even find events in your city on TikTok. TikTok has opened up a lot of doors for me, and it even put me onto a lot of networking events. So, of course, I am disappointed that TikTok is going to be banned, but it's not going to be here. It does suck because TikTok is also trying to pursue litigation against the American government because they feel like they're being targeted because they're trying to promote free speech, and they think America is going against its own constitution, when in reality, TikTok don't want to share a piece of its pie, and America wants a piece of that pie. On top of that, if it's not the American government that gets rid of TikTok and TikTok actually wins their litigation suit to stay in America, let's be honest, TikTok is going to be casted away and pushed away a different way. I mean, the music industry is already trying to get rid of TikTok because a lot of major labels and a lot of major publishing companies muted all their music off the platform because they hated the fact that they pitched an idea to TikTok to get a percentage split for streams and money so that way they can generate more income. And TikTok said, nah, we good. So a lot of labels and a lot of publishing companies silenced and muted their music on TikTok. Nicki Minaj is very paranoid and doing the most and being dramatic when it came to her getting arrested and claiming that it was all a setup. Let's be honest for a second. When you're an international traveler, they will go above and beyond and look through your luggage. If y'all didn't know, Nicki Minaj recently got arrested because she pulled up to Amsterdam in the Netherlands and she came to an airport called Schiphol Airport, which is a popular airport in the Netherlands, and Amsterdam is one of the biggest cities in Europe. Now, it's a city where marijuana is legal and a lot of people party there, turn up there, and Nicki Minaj had a tour that was scheduled to happen there. She claims the airport TSA found a whole bunch of pre-rolls and joints in her bag.
The police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage, okay, and to search everything, okay, of your luggage.
And even though marijuana is legal in the city of Amsterdam, there's only a certain amount you can bring with you before it becomes an issue. Now, how do they know? Because legally you could bring marijuana in your luggage and nobody will notice. Who knows if somebody called in? But I think Nicki Minaj is being paranoid because she went on Twitter basically making it clear that she thinks that this was all a setup, somebody was put up to it, and somebody made a call because she had to fire a lot of people on her team who were pocketing a lot of her money. She feels as though that a lot of people on her team can't be trusted, so she fired many people, and she thinks that somehow this is all being done to ruin one of her shows, because for the first time, Nicki Minaj ended up having a flake on one of her shows and cancel. And Nicki Minaj completely broke the internet, and the hashtag Free Nicki was trending.
I don't think that somebody was setting her up. I think accidents just simply happened, and Nicki Minaj is just paranoid. She thinks Atlantic is out to get her. She thinks Cardi B is out to get her. It was a simple misunderstanding and a simple accident. To be honest, my next unpopular opinion is about this new age spirituality nonsense for a lot of you who walk around saying that you're healers. So a new common thing now is instead of saying that you're an empath or you're like you're a psychic spiritually or a spiritual starseed, which is some shit people say to make themselves feel special, people are going around saying that they're healers. You are not a healer, baby. You're not a healer. You're just delusional and you need some help. You need serious therapy. That's what you need. You need help badly. So people think that they're healers because they attract people who are broken and damaged, and they attract, men in their lives or women in their lives that are broken and just want to be calmed down and, cool down with their good spiritual energy. Toxic people go to everybody. Toxic people go to toxic people, they go to balanced people, and they go to very positive people. It's just the fact that you let them in. Sean Kingston just might be guilty. If y'all didn't know, Sean Kingston's getting a lot of scrutiny in the media right now because if y'all didn't know, Sean Kingston and his mother are being investigated for fraud, where basically they're involved in some very sketchy businesses, and a lot of people suspect that he might be guilty. He had his house in Florida raided recently.
Kashawn Anderson, known by fans as Sean Kingston, was arrested in Fort Irwin, California Thursday on fraud and theft charges in connection to a raid at a home that he rents in Southwest Ranches. More than a dozen BSO deputies were at the mansion, and for hours they pulled out boxes of belongings and electronics from the home.
Was all kinds of police, it was cars, fire trucks.
During the raid, Kingston's mother, 61-year-old Janice Turner, was also arrested on fraud and theft charges. According to a lawsuit filed on behalf of Verver Entertainment, Kingston had a 232-inch television and entertainment system installed in the home that was never fully paid for.
It's an LED component system. There's probably 1,000 components, and they're literally taking the LEDs out, and then they're taking the wiring that's behind it. There's 64 panels of that. They're taking it down.
Piece by piece, the entertainment system was removed. Attorney Dennis Card, who represents Verver Entertainment, says Kingston has a reputation for not paying people.
He's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays.
Some neighbors who know Kingston told us they were taken off guard.
I'm a little surprised.
And it's just been a lot of nonsense in the media recently. Now, that's a whole other video within itself. But I believe Sean Kingston just might be guilty. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of these entertainers are scammers. A lot of these entertainers be moving weight and selling you-know-what to get by. A lot of these entertainers literally are living beyond their means. They have these penthouses, these beach houses, and when your music isn't doing well and you're not getting as much attention as you used to, and you can't really negotiate endorsement deals like you could before, you got to find somebody to maintain your lifestyle. On top of that, a lot of entertainers are scammers and frauds and put on an image like they're doing so well, but they do dumb shit and steal shit behind the scenes, like YK Osiris. YK Osiris is out here running out on haircuts because he didn't want to pay, like $100-something for a haircut.
Alright, I had to come to the internet with this, but I guess I got to. Y'all know I cut my first celebrity client, YK Osiris, last week. I charged him $150 for the cut. The cut went up. He paid me $200. He tipped me $50. No complaints. But he had hit me up to come line him up last Tuesday. I went, line him up. I charged him $100 for the lineup. This nigga hit me with the, alright, I'm gonna cash app you. Instantly, I knew. I was like, I'm like, I don't think he gonna do me like that. It's just $100. It's not $100K. But in fact, he did. Proceeds to post this video on his story.
Hey, look, I'm cash apping everybody's birthday this in September. Don't ask me why.
Bro, I'm like, this can't be real life. Like, this cannot be real life. What's crazy is when I posted the video, I had my followers commenting, like, make sure he pay you because you know he like to run off. But I was being so naive. But it's all good because it's never about the money. It's more so about the principle. And God don't like ugly. You reap what you sow, man.
On top of that, there's people like British Williams from Basketball Wives LA who was out here scamming and doing insurance fraud, where basically she was going around saying that she couldn't pay her rent because she was out of work and she was struggling and she needed a lot of COVID relief and she needed insurance and all types of stuff to pay her rent and to pay her expenses. And she ended up making over $140,000. She did all types of frauds. She even literally forged medical bills, and she ended up going to jail for a few years after her ass got found out. A lot of entertainers are scammers, but
That's a whole other video within itself. I can talk about that for hours. People are way too hard on Northwest. Don't get me wrong, I get it. She doesn't have much, you know, to add to the entertainment industry. We've been seeing her talking about Miss Westy or whatever she's talking about. I get it. She has her dad's looks and she got her mom's talent. She was recently in The Lion King Broadway. She recently came out with a song with Kanye, and people have been talking about how she's a Nepo baby and she's ridiculous, she's doing too much, and what is this? And she even did an interview and people were talking about how awkward she is. She's 9. And to be honest with you, I think people are hard on her because a lot of people are jealous of her, only because she's not going to have a hard and difficult life. She's not going to have a difficult life like most people. Yes, she's a Nepo baby. Yes, she doesn't have much talent, but again, she's 9. When people try to shame you for being younger than them or are condescending towards you because you're younger than them, 9 times out of 10, not all the time, it's because they're jealous of you. To be honest with you, I started working at a very, very, very young age. I was very young when I started working. I was in high school when I started working. And when I was working, I was making the same as a lot of my coworkers who had kids and had, you know, children and 3 kids and were married and were trying to support themselves. And a lot of people used to talk down on me. They used to literally like make slick little comments and be like, oh, you know, baby boy over here, he got to go to high school and, you know, he got prom going on. They would make slick comments all the time and make comments about like how slow I'm working and so much more. And to be honest with you, I feel like I didn't get much respect, and I feel like I constantly had to kind of fight for my respect or kind of feel awkward and feel like I had to be quiet because I was working around a whole bunch of people that were older than me. I do feel as though that a lot of older people who try to shame young people at their jobs are just jealous. It's just that simple. If these people try to talk down on you because they're making the same amount as you or around the same amount, they're jealous. They wish they had your youth and they wish they can go back in time. You remind them because you're so young of the confidence that they wish they had to keep working, the confidence that they wish they had to, you know, put themselves together and work hard and save their money and move out and get a car. You remind them of what they didn't do when they were younger, and they hate you for it. A lot of them are just mad because they're stuck settling for some trash-ass relationship, for some trash-ass peen, and they're just mad because they got cobweb coochie and nobody fucking wants them, and they have to go around and compete for a salary with a young girl who's in her early or mid or late 20s. And they've been there longer than you. Celebrities voting, endorsing, not promoting or promoting Trump is not that deep. It is my biggest pet peeve when people make a big deal out of that. So you already know Amber Rose got a lot of backlash recently because she decided to finally endorse Trump, even though she had the most disgusting things to say about him 4 or 5 years ago. How much she didn't like him, how much she hates him, and how he's gonna literally ruin our democracy and so much more. And now she's posted up taking photos with him and endorsing him. And basically, she got a lot of backlash, and people were just like, how can you say that? You have such a great platform, and blah, blah, blah. And people grilled her, and she went above and beyond to prove why Trump is the better option because, you know, he's for LGBT people, and he's really for women, and the media just... I don't give a fuck what a celebrity got to think. For some reason, they made mainstream news because Cardi B said that she wasn't voting for anyone. And then people were mad. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? It's the same thing Dave Chappelle said when Ja Rule got grilled and questioned about his thoughts on 9/11 like 20 years ago. Like, why is Ja Rule on TV giving me his thoughts on 9/11 and politics? Who the cares what Ja Rule thinks? Who the cares what Cardi B thinks? And who the fuck cares what Amber Rose thinks? This celebrity worship shit is getting way out of hand. These celebrities ain't shit. They're demons. They're not the best people. They encourage you to put shit in your titties and your ass. These are not people that you should be looking up to for political advice. You got Cardi B interviewing fucking Joe Biden talking about, oh, I want free healthcare. Oh, like what? These are the same people that went around telling you defund your police, all while they got fucking gated communities and armed security outside their apartments. How the fuck is Lizzo fucking what's her name? Freaking like this person, that person, this person, Taylor Swift, and all these people gonna say, oh, defund the police? You have gated fucking security. You're protected. The police barely show up. And before people come out here and be like, that's not what I know what it means, bitch. Shut up. What a celebrity thinks politically is not that serious. Simply unfollow them, tell them to go to hell, and keep it moving. It is what it is. I'm going to say, because I know nobody else will, George Floyd does not need a biopic. George Floyd, as we all know, was a very rough time in America. Instead, this was not only American news, but this was global news. If y'all didn't know, it was announced that George Floyd would be getting a biopic. I'm not sure who's going to pick it up, but I know his daughter allegedly is going to be an executive producer on the project, so that way she could, you know, forever make money and take care of herself. I love that. I'm happy that the daughter's able to make some money, and she's going to be an executive producer on her dad's project. However, why did George Floyd get a biopic? At least give one to, like, Breonna Taylor or something. At least give one to Sandra Bland, Ben Carson, or somebody else. Why George Floyd? Not to say that, you know, I'm trying to give him shit for not being the perfect victim. I'm just being honest. George Floyd was a porn star. He was a drug addict. He was on fentanyl. He was not the best person. So to give him a biopic is just like, why? Like, there's so many other people that we could have talked about, and maybe we could talk about them all. But why George Floyd? He was out here doing heinous things back in 2012, pointing guns at pregnant women and trying to rob them and shit like that. This is all public record. This dude went to jail for it and did a crazy amount of time for it and everything. Why is there a biopic for him? It just doesn't make any sense to me, because I feel as though that if you're going to involve his daughter in it, you already know that it's going to be a watered down, calm Disney version of it that people will be able to just connect with. I just don't understand the purpose of that. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because there's so many other people that could have got a biopic. You know what I mean? Like, where's Sha'Carri Richardson's biopic? You know, she ain't do nothing. She wasn't on no fuck shit when she was younger. Where's her biopic? Where's Kanika Jenkins' biopic? Can she get one? I'm just being honest for a second. Can we have that serious conversation? Can we talk about the fact that when he passed away, when he had a big-ass funeral, there were literally celebrities that were front and center at the funeral that didn't even fucking know him, like T.I., Kevin Hart, Al Sharpton, Floyd Mayweather, and all these big-name influencers. But yet, a lot of his roommates and his family members were stuck outside because they weren't allowed in. And then they put his body in a casket and took him from Houston to Minnesota. And he went to like 2-3 different cities and states to have a funeral. Can we talk about that? Can you talk, like, it's just, why? And I said what I said. Now unsubscribe. I see nothing wrong with Aoki Simmons, who we all know as Russell Simmons' daughter, and the famous high fashion model Kimora Lee Simmons' daughter. Now, her mother Kimora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons, we know how they got together. Kimora Lee Simmons was like 17, 16 when she got with Russell Simmons. She was a high fashion model, really successful back in the early 90s. Everyone loved her back then. She was the it girl. And then, of course, Russell Simmons swept her off her feet, helped her with her brand, did a lot for her, gave her so much money, and he's the reason why her star power really increased. However, Aoki Simmons recently came out and, you know, she was photographed with this old-ass man who's an investor who she was with on the beach. Now, this old-ass man is probably as shriveled up as some fucking prunes. His shit probably looked like prunes. And she was kissing on him and everything. And people automatically just were so upset and so irritated because she's 21 and this guy is like probably in his 60s and early 70s. I'll be honest with you, I don't see no problem with it. And I'm happy for her. And I hope that she gets whatever she can out of this, because clearly there's something in it for her. At the end of the day, I just feel like there's something in it for her and there's something in it for him. Sexy Red does deserve a Grammy. She had a very big year. Her song Get It Sexy, her song Ski and Pound, like, she had a really big year. Sexy Red has solidified herself as one of the biggest female rappers in the entertainment industry right now. A lot of stuff she makes shakes and moves. Like her new song BBL Anthem with Drake is doing incredible. She's a reflection of society. She's a reflection of what goes on our phones and on the internet and in the media. She's a reflection of us. And if we don't want her being so popular, then we should have never streamed her music. If you don't think she deserves a Grammy, then why don't y'all support the other artists that are doing really, really low numbers compared to her? Tyla deserves way more attention on her album than what the public gave her, to be honest with you. Her debut album was a great body of work, and I really hope to see more from her. Tyla is really one of the best things that have come out of the industry lately, and a lot of people don't care for her because people think that she's not Afrobeat enough. People don't think she's black enough, and honestly, Tyla is legit. She's the shit. She makes excellent music. She's a great vocalist. She's super talented, great performer, has the whole package. And to be honest with you, this hate train for Tyla and this we don't care for her and she's not African enough and we're bored of her and her music ain't Afrobeat, she deserves all this attention she's getting and more. And my final popular opinion is this. One thing I've learned in life is, please, for the love of God, understand that before you ever help somebody, whether it be for $5, $10, give somebody a helping hand, please ask yourself this question. Am I interrupting this person's karma? Some people really be trash and terrible people, and you learn that as you get older. Like, oh my God, like this is a terrible person. This person's selfish, entitled, rude, has a nasty attitude. No wonder they're fucking struggling. I've learned that the hard way, that sometimes you're interrupting people's karma. You cannot help everybody. Like, you cannot be like, oh yeah, you can have this and I'll give you this, and yeah, I got you, I'll give you a ride here if you want. You can't help everybody. Some people are dealing with a lot of hardships in their life because of the shit that they do. When people will ask you for help or a favor and they don't really know you like that, that's usually a telltale sign that they burnt bridges with people that they know personally. Because why don't nobody in your personal life want to help you? Why don't the universe or God, as most people like to say, why don't they like you? Why is some shit always going on in your life? That's one thing I've learned. So understand that you could be interrupting somebody's karma, and sometimes when you jump in to help somebody, you can be preventing them from learning from their own mistakes, and you have to let people learn from their own mistakes. So let karma handle their ass, and then eventually it'll restore order, because you can't help everybody. Because people who can't get up off their feet are usually going through some shit because they did some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? That maybe somebody's ancestors are at work trying to punish them. Maybe they're doing some dumb shit they have no business doing, and they keep ending up on square one, and no one around them in their personal life wants to help. Let people make their own mistakes. Don't go around helping everybody. That's all I'm going to say. But that was that with these unpopular opinions. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was rough. It was a lot going on. But I hope you guys enjoyed it.
And again, save you some money and use my code TROYCETV 55% off and check out Scentbird. Again, save that money and test these fragrances. Don't let a lot of these companies have you spending all this money on fragrances that you didn't even try yet. Don't blind buy. Use my QR code or use my actual code. Links are in the description box down below.
Troyce out this bitch. Troyce out this bitch. Why don't we fall in love? It's so many reasons. It's the only thing that matters to me. It's so many reasons. It takes such a load off to let you know that you're the only one I won't ever want to go. Think I never did know what to do. A love I never felt, now I feel for you. Why don't I just swallow each and every ounce of my pride? Everything you do, I want to feel again. Ain't no use for us to pretend, 'cause why do we, why can't we, why can't we, why can't we fall in love? That's all you get for free. Thanks for watching, y'all. Follow me on Instagram and join my Patreon.